Danielle Collins, Danny Mel, classy or trashy? Let's discuss. This video is brought to you via the Doctrine of Fair Use to Fair Dealing in the Digital Millennium Act. Build reports Danielle Collins is the most hated player on tour. Several Australian press outlets report she has no class. Listen, guys, I'm on the record stating time and time again, I think Danielle Collins plays with passion. And I'm going to say, just to clear the air, she's not trashy, okay? I think Danielle Collins plays with passion, and it comes out. She can't hold it back. And I've talked about these types of players on tour. Marta Kashuk, Potapova, Danny Mel. They love the sport so much they can't control their emotions. Now, you watch the match, and look, if you're not familiar with Destiny, she's a young, upcoming Australian player. She's currently the 12th ranked Australian player behind a lot of the superstars. Kimberly Burrell's the top ranked Australian player. You got Maya Joint, who's coming up. You have Olivia Gadecki. You have Gibson. You have Preston. You have Ingles, Priscilla Hahn, Isla Tomjanovic. This Australian roster is stacked, but I would want to see Destiny in the future possibly play the United Cup, regardless of ranking, because I think, look, it's hard when you're ranked 195 on the World Tour to get into a lot of these tournaments. But I've seen her play live. She's very skilled. She's very good, very explosive, has a lot of power. And she came through qualifiers, guys. She took out Anna Bogdan, the veteran. Panna Yadvardi, amazing player. Ava Liz, Greet Minin. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, she earned, and talk about money. We're going to talk about money here in a minute because Danielle Collins won this match. And she said, look, I'm here playing. I might as well get the higher paycheck. Unbelievable. She said, look, that helps fund her 5-star vacations. And she loves 5-star vacations. Doing the Hulk Hogan, teasing the crowd. And yes, look, you're playing an Australian. Of course, they're going to be cheering for the Australian player. But I guess she took offense to that a little bit by her antics because, a few years ago, she did make the championship match where, I don't know, she kind of had a chance. She took out Iga Swiatek en route to that championship match. I don't know if she's beating the Iga of today, but she definitely is very competitive against Iga because he has the power. And, again, before losing to Ashley Barty, I'm not sure if she took offense to that because she blew kisses at the crowd. She kind of, tapped her butt to the crowd, like, kiss my butt. She did the Hulk Hogan, like, I can't hear you. And, of course, she made the remarks in the post-match interview. Look, Destiny played solid. Danielle had 12 double faults. Destiny won 70% of her serves. It went 3-set, 70% of her first serves, while Danny Mel won 78% of her first serves. But both ladies, 25 break points between the two. It was a pressure point type of situation where Danielle Collins came through with 45 winners to 25. That was the big difference, but this was a very competitive match. Now, I did feel, despite her antics at the net, she did show Destiny love. She said, look, congratulations, you played a good match. So here's the thing, and we have to separate the two. Danielle Collins, one of her best friends on tour is Zhang Shui. Zhang Shui is very big into philanthropy, and so is Danielle Collins. Danielle Collins came from a humble beginning. She didn't have the money to go straight to the tour from junior. She had to go to college, and she talks about her blue-collar background, just growing up, just being an everyday person. I think she's relatable to a lot of people on tour because she didn't have the money like a lot of these families like Pegula or Emma Navarro, these rich families or well-off families that could afford the lessons, the coaching, the travel. Tennis is very expensive, and most of the players on the main tour, even the junior tour, they don't make money. They're in the negative unless you get a big sponsor or someone backing you. And we relate to Danielle Collins. I will say I don't think Danielle is the most hated player on tour. Well, okay, the consensus is, but I think she's misunderstood. And the reality here is, you guys on social media, they dog Danielle. They call her Karen. And the press doesn't really like her. But again, I think that's a lot of the Polish fans leading that because she's been vocal about Iga. And I think Iga has done a lot of things and people don't want to stand up or speak up. Iga, because she's broke the rules, guys, and I'm not talking about the PED allegations. I'm talking about on the court breaking the rules, holding up the offensive player, holding up the server, things like that, doing jumping jacks on the court, non-tennis moves during points. And Danielle has finally stood up this past Paris Olympics. And I think she's getting a lot of negative press from that as well. But let's go back, guys. Let's go back 5 years ago at the French Open where she broke up with her boyfriend on television. Let's go back a few years ago where, her and Yelena Ostapenko got into it and she cursed, the supervisor out. She had words for her mom. Danielle Collins, let's go back even a few years ago with her and Paula Badosa in San Diego when they were going at it. Danielle Collins, how about Zachary? Shut your face. Danielle Collins, she's not faking. She's being herself. So therefore, if she's being authentic, I have no problem with it. I have no problem with it. This is entertainment at the end of the day. I have no problem with her kissing the crowd. I think it was fine. But I think the comments about the paycheck and the vacation, I think that's a little, and I don't know. I would think that's going a little too far versus blowing a kiss to the crowd. I mean, the fans are going to love that. Look at these French fans a few years ago and what they did to Vika and these Wimbledon fans. The fans, and we can go back if we want to talk about fans and what they did to Serena in France. So I don't necessarily have a problem with that. It's entertainment. Next time she comes back out for her next match, it's going to be more interesting. But talking about, the paycheck and the vacation, I thought that was a little too much there. But what do you guys think? Comment below. Classy or trashy? Look, I don't think Danielle's class. I don't think she's trashy. I do not think Danielle Collins is trashy. I think she plays with a lot of emotions and she can't control herself. And I have no problem with that. Be yourself. Have fun. It's entertainment. And by the way, she stands up for Coco. Anyone that stands up for Coco, I'm going to support you. Tennis in a minute. What do you guys think?